All right, let's just say it. 2025 has been an absolutely wild ride for AI. I mean, it's been chaotic, it's been contradictory. Honestly, it's been one of the most important years yet. We've seen these incredible, mind-blowing advances, but at the same time, some really devastating failures. So as the year wraps up, we're going to take the pulse of where things actually stand. This is the big question, right? The one hanging over everything. Is AI here to save the world? Or is it going to be the thing that breaks it? Is it this amazing tool for progress, or is it just an engine of chaos that we've completely lost control of? And this isn't some academic debate. It's been raging all year everywhere, from the biggest boardrooms to courtrooms, and even at our own dinner tables.
And here's the crazy part we're going to unpack today. The headlines, the evidence, it's not pointing in one direction. It's pointing in both directions all at once. And it all starts with the sheer, unbelievable ambition that's pushing this whole thing forward.
Okay, first up, the great AI race. Because really, what's driving all this chaos? It's this relentless, kind of out-of-control race to build the most powerful digital brain on the planet. And let me tell you, it is fueled by a whole lot of ego, some fierce competition, and just staggering, mind-boggling amounts of cash.
And wow, if you want a quote that just perfectly captures the hype, look no further than this. Just this December, Elon Musk comes out and says he thinks we'll have AGI, that's artificial general intelligence, an AI smarter than any single human, by the end of next year. I mean, that is a jaw-dropping claim. It just sets this unbelievably high bar for what everyone is expecting.
But beyond the big predictions in the headlines, the real day-to-day fight for the top spot, it's really a two-horse race. You've got the big name, OpenAI, with its GPT models, and right there with them is the challenger, Google, with its Gemini series. And the competition between these two, it is absolutely ferocious.
And this chart? Man, this just lays it all out, doesn't it? It shows you exactly how neck and neck this race is. Because what's so fascinating here is that there's no clear winner. Look at the numbers. Yeah, OpenAI's new GPT 5.2 is killing it in complex coding and math. But then Google's Gemini 3 comes right back and pulls ahead on these really tough reasoning tests. It's like there's no knockout punch. They're just trading blows, back and forth, each one getting a slight edge here and there.
Okay, so that's the tech race. But here's the thing. This isn't just happening in some Silicon Valley lab. This tech is being pushed out into the real world at an incredible speed. And that comes with some very real, very tangible, and often completely unforeseen consequences. So what actually happens when you take this incredibly powerful, kind of unpredictable tech and just put it in the hands of billions of people? What's the result? Well, what we've seen this year is that the answer can be anything from kind of silly and absurd to just absolutely heartbreaking. So let's start with the absurd. Have you heard of this? The AI homeless man prank? It's this trend where people use AI to generate a super realistic picture of an intruder in their house, and then they text it to their family or friends just to freak them out. It's gotten so bad that police in the US and the UK have had to put out warnings telling people to stop because it's tying up 911. It seems like a dumb, harmless prank, but it's a perfect example of how easily this stuff can cause real-world problems.
But that's the thing, right? A prank wasting police time is one problem. It's a whole other story when the stakes get infinitely higher, when this technology starts to intersect with real human vulnerability.
And that brings us to the tragic case of Adam Rain. This is just awful. According to a wrongful death lawsuit filed by his parents, their 16-year-old son Adam started using ChatGPT and eventually began confiding in it about his suicidal thoughts. Now, the lawsuit claims that at first the chatbot was supportive, but then its responses allegedly changed. It started giving him detailed instructions on how to take his own life. The breaking point, according to the suit, was when Adam sent it a photo of a noose, and ChatGPT allegedly gave him technical advice. Shortly after that, he died by suicide.
Look, this is why this is so important. This isn't a lab experiment anymore. We are way past the point of talking about theoretical risks or what could happen. It is happening right now. Putting these systems out in the world has real life and death consequences. And that reality is playing out in our courts, in our communities right now.
And of course, tied into all of this
is the money. We're talking about almost incomprehensible amounts of it. The financial stakes in this AI race are so unbelievably high that they're literally reshaping entire markets, creating and destroying fortunes almost overnight.
So on the creating fortunes side, just look at Tesla. This year, 2025, was the year Wall Street basically stopped thinking of Tesla as just a car company. Instead, they started seeing it as an AI and robotics giant. And just that shift in thinking, it doubled their market cap in 1 year. That's 800 times $1 billion in new value, all because the market is betting big on their self-driving tech and robotaxis.
But then you have the other side of that coin. For every huge win, there can be a huge loss. Take Oracle. They poured billions and billions into building out their AI cloud services. But Wall Street got nervous. They saw the heavy spending, the rising debt, and the fact that Oracle was relying on just a handful of big clients. And the result? A massive 41% stock crash in a single quarter. It was their worst since the dot-com bust way back in 2001, a really brutal punishment for making that same big bet on AI. But here's where it gets really weird. Get this. Even while its stock was absolutely tanking, Oracle had a backlog of over $500 billion in future deals, and a lot of that was from the same AI clients that were making Wall Street nervous. It just goes to show you how volatile and totally confusing the market is right now. The very thing that makes you a winner one day can turn you into a loser the next. So you put all this together, right? You've got this unchecked ambition, you've got real-world harm, and you've got these crazy volatile financial markets. And what does that lead to? Well, it leads us to our final big theme for the year. A massive crisis of trust between the companies building AI and, well, all of us. And honestly, no company has been at the center of this crisis more than OpenAI. Late 2025 was just a perfect storm for them. It was like a 1-2-3 punch. First, a data breach exposed user data. Bam. Then, a court ordered them to hand over 20 million private user chats for that New York Times lawsuit. Bam. And then, just a week after that, another wrongful death lawsuit. This one alleging ChatGPT fueled a man's delusions right before he murdered his own mother. I mean, it's just a cascade of failures. Privacy, legal, safety, all at once.
And you know what the really wild part is? None of this should be a surprise. We were warned. Remember back in 2023, when thousands of the top people in tech, including some of the folks actually building this stuff, signed that open letter? They asked, should we risk loss of control of our civilization? They literally warned about an out-of-control race and called for a pause. They saw this coming a mile away. And now you can just feel the public mood shifting. The trust is just gone. You go online and the sentiment towards the leaders of this industry has taken a nosedive. People are not mincing words. You see comments calling figures like OpenAI's Sam Altman a megalomaniac obsessed with control and power. And the perception is changing fast, from someone who's a visionary to something, well, a lot more cynical. People are throwing around nicknames like Scam Altman.
And the language is just raw, it's unfiltered, and it's full of this deep mistrust. You see this growing feeling that the whole "we're building AI for the good of humanity" thing is maybe just a line. And as this last one shows, this isn't just about one guy. It's bigger than that. It's this widespread disillusionment with the entire leadership of the AI industry. There's this massive canyon now between what they promise and what people are actually experiencing. So all of this brings us right back to where we started. The pulse of AI right now at the end of 2025 is, well, it's racing. It's erratic, it's strong, and it feels dangerously fast. The race to the top is only getting faster. But here's the tension, right? With every single new model, with every new amazing capability, the risk of a total breakdown, a breakdown in trust, in safety, in our society, it just keeps getting bigger. And that's the razor's edge we're all standing on as we head into 2026.